I knew something was wrong the moment the laughter stopped. Not the polite kind that drifts around weddings like perfume. No, this was sharp, pointed, and aimed directly at me. I looked down at the table where they'd placed me. A small, elegant nameplate rested beside the cutlery, engraved in gold. My throat tightened, not from humiliation, but from the cold, familiar weight of recognition. I'd seen cruelty wear nicer shoes, but this was handcrafted. The bride's family sat a few feet away, whispering, smirking, waiting for my reaction like spectators at a demolition. I didn't give them one. I simply inhaled, steady and slow. Then I heard my son say, "Dad." His voice cracked. That hurt more than the words etched in gold. And that's where the real story begins. I met her, my ex-wife, Laura, in a cozy little bookstore in downtown Portland one Tuesday afternoon. She told me she admired how simple I was, how grounded, how real. I took it as praise, not a warning. We built a life in fast forward, a wedding, a home in the suburbs of Charlotte, North Carolina, and then a son, Ethan. He was born with my quiet nature, her blue eyes, and the gentleness she eventually outgrew. For years, she said she loved me. For years, I believed her. But love doesn't vanish overnight. It erodes, grain by grain, until you finally notice the ground beneath you is uneven. It started with her phone, always face down, always silenced. Then came the sudden a girl's nights that felt too polished, too rehearsed. I watched her affection shift from present to performative. Her laughter became selective. Her eyes started skimming past me like I was just another piece of furniture. One night, when she came home smelling like someone else's cologne, she said, "You wouldn't understand. You don't think on my level." That was the first time she called me less. Not out loud, not directly, but I heard it in the syllables she softened. The truth didn't come as a confession. It came as a forwarded email, an entire thread between her and her lover, mocking me. My job, my education, my simple mind, the father I was. "Ethan will grow up knowing who the real father figure is," she wrote. "And not biological, just convenient." When I read those words, something inside me didn't break. It sharpened. I didn't confront her. Confrontation feeds ego. Silence feeds strategy. So I learned to wait and plan. While she stayed busy with her affair, I built my case. Financial records, messages, receipts, quiet meetings with a lawyer in Raleigh who understood men like me. Men underestimated until we aren't. I didn't want to destroy her. I just wanted to free myself, protect my son, and make sure the world saw the real Laura, not the version she curated. When the divorce came, she expected me to crumble. Instead, I walked away with full custody, the house, and every legal advantage she thought I was too uneducated to even know existed. She left the courtroom shaking, not from anger, but from exposure. Ethan had insisted on inviting his mother to his wedding, but she declined. Too awkward, she'd said, pretending to be the injured party. But she'd planted seeds. Seeds that sprouted into that cruel nameplate, curated by the bride's family in Richmond, Virginia, who believed the version of me Laura had sold them. A fake dad, low-educated, less. They didn't know the storms I'd walked through to raise Ethan alone. They didn't know the sacrifices. But my son knew. So when he saw the nameplate, he didn't hesitate. He stood up in front of everyone, voice steady, jaw set like mine, and said, "Dad, let's go." The room froze. He didn't shout. He didn't cry. He simply walked to me, put a hand on my shoulder, and lifted the nameplate high enough for every smug face to read aloud. "This man raised me, fed me, carried me. He is the only father I have. If this family can't respect him, then they don't deserve me." The bride's father sputtered a son, "Be reasonable." "My reason is right here," Ethan said, pointing at me. "If you disrespect him, you disrespect me." And then he removed the ring and placed it gently on the table. The bride gasped, not out of love lost, but reputation threatened. He walked out. I followed, quiet and steady, the same way I've handled everything. Outside, under the warm Virginia dusk, Ethan exhaled. "I'm sorry, Dad. You have nothing to be sorry for." He nodded, and for the first time in years I saw peace settle in his eyes. Later, word spread like wildfire. The wedding collapsed. The bride's family tried to spin the story, but humiliation travels faster than damage control. As for me, I didn't need to lift a finger. Respect returned to me through the one person whose judgment mattered most. And Laura, the architect of my humiliation, watched from afar as her lies unraveled. Revenge doesn't always roar. Sometimes it walks out of a wedding beside the son you raised right, leaving the people who mocked you to choke on their own silence. And that's the quietest, cleanest justice I've ever known.